VGC is supported by Patreon. Check out patreon.com/videogameschronicle for more podcasts, ad-free browsing, and extra content. Thank you for your support. Not that it matters, but I'm breaking patterns and getting so good at Pilates. It's VGC the Video Game Podcast, episode 182, with me, Jordan Midler, and Chris Scullion. This week, Eat My Goal. But first, how's it going, folks? Chris, how are you?
I'm good. It's been a week. Yeah. You know what it's like. You know, it's like when like there's only one person, man in the fort. And it's still enjoyable but shattering. So yeah. I'm just gonna roll on the weekend. But amazingly, I was expecting like a quiet weekend where I could finally chill out for once, and I made the fatal mistake of telling my parents that I wasn't up to much at the weekend, and they went and booked a surprise family holiday to Aberdeen.
The Granite City, a family holiday to the Granite City. Are you going to Disneyland Aberdeen or Universal Aberdeen?
No, the Disneyland Aberdeen's shut.
Right, okay.
Not even Legoland Aberdeen's open, so that's frustrating. But I'm sure
it's annoying because they just put all the Nintendo stuff into Universal Aberdeen, so I thought you'd be heading up to do that. But
that's to make do with that arcade. It's got to be 2p machines. That'll do instead. I tell you what, Serena, my daughter, for those not versed in VGC lore, is like figuring out like a elite strategy for those 2p machines.
2p machines hate this one weird trick.
So yeah, exactly. You won't believe what step 7 is. You know, like for those who don't know, there's those machines where it's basically a coin, but the real version where the thing moves and you drop coins in and you try and push more coins down. There was a game show based on it as well. I can't remember the name of the game show.
Tipping Point.
Either way, that's the one.
Don't say it was a game show. Ben Shepherd's Tipping Point is still kicking a ball. Yes, it's very popular.
It hasn't got to the point where it's tipped over.
The point of no return.
So you put the coin in the slot, and some of them have got like a tray, a cylindrical tray where you put the coin in, so you kind of push it along and slide it in. She got a big stack of coins and sat it in the tray and just tapped it, tap. I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah,
and I don't know where she got it from.
I didn't know you could do that either, and I saw that on TikTok. She's not TikTok brained yet, surely. So
no, definitely not. So maybe somebody at school. But
that's what we're talking about.
Primary 3, they're all sharing their 2p machine.
It's K-pop Demon Hunters strategies. And 2p machines and Five Nights at Freddy's. I love a 2p machine. That's I remember very distinctly. We used to go to this. I think I've talked about it before. Loch Goilhead, this place like in Argyll. It's like an hour away or whatever. And in the little sports, it was like where the swimming pool was and a few sports halls. It was like the centre of the resort to be. That's over egging it. You understand the idea. It had pool tables and all that kind of shit in it. They had a really good 2p machine, but they also had a puggy that was a £5 maximum, so it wasn't age rated, and it was a Simpsons one that you could play if you were under 18 and under 16. Lovely. I played that so much. I'm surprised it didn't. I have no predilection for puggies or anything like that now. I just got it out of my system when I was chasing that £5 maximum.
That was you.
These days under Starmer's Britain, maximum is probably £2.5, and that would even buy you your dinner.
Well, these days under Starmer's Britain, the 2p machines give you tickets now as well, like everything else in the arcades.
Our 2p machines will give you tickets now. I'm away.
It's not enough that you win 2p, you also have to win a ticket, which you can exchange for some gums.
was that Cookie Monster?
No, it was
that was Starmer being...
2p machines you will use. Not bad, is it?
It's going to be one of those nights. Right.
For the people that always comment, the show starts at 15 minutes in. Well, the show starts never.
The show started.
Yeah,
this is the show.
I got back from the airport about an hour ago, and I'm going back to the airport in about 5 hours. So this is the Thursday night's delight. I've just been in your second home, the country of Canada, Vancouver. First time I've been in Vancouver. It's very, it feels like California. It's very West Coasty. It's very, very expensive, first of all.
Yeah.
But shout out to Canada's absolute monopoly money, because it made me feel like a king amongst men. I went for a Dave's hot chicken and I ordered my food, and she came at the desk and she was like, That'll be $52. And I was like, oh, what have I ordered here? Tap came up on my phone like $22.50. I was like, ran away like Alan Shearer with my hand up.
Did you get any actual money? Like actual physical money?
No, I never get loonies or toonies. I should have.
But see the notes, and this is a fact, the notes smell like maple.
Oh, who's Maple?
Deliberately Maple from Men on a Mission, the WWF tag team. They smell later Viscera, I think you'll find. They smell. They're infused with the scent of maple. I believe it's an anti. What do you call it? Fraud thing.
Yeah. I didn't have tons of time to walk about, but obviously I scouted out a 7-Eleven and went to see what I could get up to. I posted an energy drink review on Blue Sky. Apparently there's a few more Canadian exclusive energy drinks that I couldn't get my hands on, so I'll have to keep my eye out if I ever make it back over there. But both times I went to the 7-Eleven, there was a questionable looking character in there, and they waited until I walked in to like come in behind me, and I was like, right, okay, I'll keep my wits about me, and they disappeared away, and I get my drinks and I turn around and they're just taking packets of sour sweets and putting them in their arms over and over and over again. And I stopped myself and I was like, I would bet every single penny I own, every loony and toonie, that this boy's just going to walk out, immediately does so. And all the person behind the desk goes is, you're going to pay, you're going to pay, you're going to pay. And he just stands outside the shop eating these sour sweets. And I'm like,
that's Canada, isn't it? They're so polite. They would never dare.
I know, that was America. It'd be sawn off shotgun time.
I know.
And then the next night I went, the same thing happened. Not with sour sweets, with crisps this time.
Same guy?
No, it wasn't. It was a similar chap, but not the same. Maybe it was
that shop's profit margin. Is it the same shop at least?
Same 7-Eleven. Exactly.
Profit margins must be.
Yeah,
through
they must be like, oh, we're actually doing quite well. We're selling a lot of juice and we're selling a lot of sweets because we're next to this big stadium and we're near like a lot of hotels. However, we do have an enforcement policy if anyone can steal, and it doesn't really matter. So
if I'm just looking at the figures here, Stephen, and I noticed that we're down $74,000 on gummies.
Hey, you can't stop someone who wants to get some sour sweets, hey.
Sorry. I've never been. I'm very much an Ontario man. So
I was going to say, where's the good lady from? Ontario?
She's from Cambridge, Ontario, which is a stone's throw, a shot putter's throw from Toronto. So it's very much we're an Ontario family. But I love Toronto. I'd love to go back to Toronto at some point. But yeah, it's I've got a lot of time for Canada. It's like. They're comically polite. I told you about the time I was in. I overheard someone in a Canadian public toilet, and it was the most polite.
Run it again for us.
So I'm sitting in the cubicle in a Canadian. It was a pub, a bar, I believe they call it in Canada.
You're in this cubicle, I'm in the cubicle, lashing it.
Like actually quite calm.
Full body sweat. And you've taken all your clothes off.
And I hear the door opening, and somebody comes in to use the urinal, and I hear another door. So there's somebody in the cubicle next to me. I'm in the cubicle. There's somebody in the other cubicle. Guy comes in to use the urinal. The guy finishes what he's doing in the urinal and he's washing his hands. And the other guy comes out the cubicle. So those two guys are now at the sink. And the guy goes, "Oh, hey, buddy." I'm just hearing this. "Oh, hey, buddy, how's it going? Hey, buddy, how's it going?" He goes, "Oh, hey, buddy, how's it going?" And the guy went, "Oh, not bad. Just taking a poop." Just taking a poop.
That's amazing.
Just taking a poop.
I would be so unsettled if I was like, I was in Jury Street or something like that, and I just got out one of them minging toilets, and the guy, I was like, "All right, how you doing?" And the guy just went, "Aye, mate, just take my shite." Like,
I know.
Oh, okay.
But even the fact they just said poop, it's like it's so like innocent. Imagine like you see someone toilet. "Oh, so I was just having a wee pee pee." That's
creepy to me. That's like worse than. I'd rather you say I was just taking an absolutely honking shite, mate. It smells like madrasa in there. If someone said to me they were taking a poop, I'd be like, right, okay.
Just taking a poop.
God bless Canada. And we'll talk about why I was in Canada, which wasn't just to visit the regional 7-Elevens in a minute. But first, patreon.com/Video Games Chronicle. Earlier this week, I posted my vlog from New York City. Hey, I'm walking here, etc. Where I went to see Mewtwo take Manhattan. You can check that out there. We post new stuff on that Patreon every single week, and on top of that, at any tier you get ad-free browsing on VGC, which is worth its weight in gold. Chris Scullion,
hello.
I was in Canada to see a little game they call FC27. EA Sports FC27.
I was wondering if EA Sports were still making it, if they passed it on to
Atari's FC27. So the way this is, so I spent the week basically playing all of the different modes. I can talk about some modes now and some modes next week. But first of all, I can talk about the gameplay. Now, we are veterans of this sport, of this great sport. We know that every year they go, okay, we fixed it. And the following year they go, well, maybe it wasn't fixed it this year, we fixed it.
That is basically it's that cycle. We fixed it, we fucked it. And then they just get, yeah.
So I spoke to the lead gameplay team, the producers on the gameplay, and you can see that interview on the YouTube channel. And I put it to them, I was like, last year you put out a trailer that said, see all this stuff you've been moaning about, we fixed it. And then very quickly you deployed a patch that kind of broke stuff again. So I had to like, answer for your crimes, essentially. And they copped to that. They were like, it's very hard to balance a game where, say as if the audience was just me and you, and they changed defending, and each of us likes it and doesn't like it. One of us is broken now. Expand that across like the 32 million active daily players they have, and it's impossible to keep everyone happy. However, they were very admitting to the fact like automatic defending was too easy. If you controlled your center defensive mid, your center backs would just intercept passes for you, and you wouldn't have to do anything. They've changed that. Now your players can tackle further if you're actually controlling them. They'll still try to intercept if they're AI, and if you put a bad ball through and it's Van Dijk that's defending, an AI Van Dijk will still get it. But if you swap to Van Dijk and manually tackle, you've got a much better chance of getting it. So they're really incentivizing people actually controlling the players, which for people that don't play FC might seem like this obvious thing. But for years now, the most effective tactics available, the meta has been control one central player and let the AI control the four defenders at the same time.
See, I'm up for this change because I've never done that. I've always, I don't know if it's, I don't know why, but my mentality is always I don't trust the AI.
Yeah.
I'm not so deep. I'm not deep enough in the meta to realize that the AI probably is better. So I always like I have to be in control of every defender. And usually it means I get rinsed because my defense isn't that good. But if that's going to be like the main option going forward, maybe that'll actually give me an edge this time. So I'm up for that change.
Also, so when we were actually playing the game, we were playing kickoff mode, so not ultimate team like standard players. Yeah. The speed at which a player can receive the ball and instantly play an amazing pass is way, way longer now. Like even players like Rodri, who has really good passing, obviously, they had to take it in, they had to turn, they had to aim the pass. It's not quite precision aiming of the passes, but you have to be aiming in a direction. They showed a comparison that was a player in like the centre attacking midfield role. So think like a Bruno Fernandes or something like that, receiving the ball in 26 and then two players making inside runs. And they showed that basically anywhere you aimed, the game would assist it and put it through as a good through ball. Now, if you aim it at the player that is on the worst run that's being covered by a centre back, it won't just auto fix it to go to the open player. You have to actually aim it, which people have been asking for a skill gap in this game for a long time. And I think that'll be, I can see this being the thing that is good, but will also make people complain so much that have been so used to the automatic version.
It sounds like it's going to have the biggest period where you have to get used to it.
That's what I immediately thought. I was like, I really hope they have the bottle not to change this for a little while to let people like actually learn it again. But the last thing was they've changed. They've added a new system that's like I can't remember the specific title for it, but it's essentially a give and go where, say, I'm running towards my player, I pass it to them, and then I run round the back of them, and then they play it through to me. It's like you see it a lot with central play. You saw it a lot with central players, specifically with Argentina. Like Messi would collect the ball, run in the middle, play it to a central player, and then Messi would run around the back, and the central player would just thread a wee ball through. They've added that on like R1 and L1, and it's really effective. But again, it comes down to player stats. They've also nerfed playstyles massively, so the quality of a player is now more determined by stats rather than the boost that comes from playstyles, which is another thing people have been moaning about. And I say moaning as if it's not it's just a catch-all term, but it's been an issue for the community for a long time, and they acknowledge that things got out of hand somewhat in 26.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad to hear that, because the playstyles pissed me off a bit because it kind of ruined it for me. Despite the fact that Larson had a chip one that could basically meant you could chip it from wherever and score almost every time. But yeah, I'm a bit concerned about it. It doesn't sound massively realistic. If you're telling me Messi runs in it,
he walks for most of the game, and then
he stands still for 80 minutes, and then just goes.
He gets a wee injection and goes, "Oh yeah, I'm the greatest to ever do this. Let me just go bit and go."
England out.
Yeah. I like what I played. Obviously, I said in my preview, I'll need to play 100 games of this to know how I feel about it, and I'll also need to play 100 games in Ultimate Team, where the movement is much different and the quality of player is much different. But it's a good start. More on Ultimate Team, obviously, in the future. The other thing I got to play was the grounds, which was the biggest kind of what if of this trip. The grounds, if you don't know, is their new open world mode. Think NBA's The City, or what's it called in WWE? The Island. The Island of Relevancy. Yeah. As soon as they announced they were doing this, like I think it was last year, they kind of talked about, okay, we're developing a new open world thing, and people have been beta testing it, and obviously all that stuff's leaked all over TikTok. I don't know about you, but I was terrified for this. I just assumed it would be advertising FC. I thought it would just be, you'd walk in and it'd be like a JD. It would just be a range of shopping centres. But from what I've played, and we'll caveat this by, this is the first one they're doing, so this is very much going to be the purest version of it. It does seem quite fun. You essentially create your player, which is used in, it's the same player you use in clubs. So it's integrated into clubs. If you want to just play clubs, you can do that. But that same player can go into the grounds. The grounds is made up of 3 different districts that are inspired. But if you were right, I thought this was weird, but I didn't ask them about this because I wanted to ask different questions. But if you were to think of regions or countries in the world that you would choose as a district to inspire somewhere about street football, where would you pick?
I mean, they would definitely put England in it anyway, just because they have to. I would put Brazil in there, and I would put, I can't even think, maybe Italy or maybe an African one, just to kind of make it look a bit different or something. So
it's the UK, it's France, which is specifically like inner city Paris, where all like the new young French players have come from, and it's Argentina, and I was sat there thinking, where's Brazil? Like Brazil, where's the favelas or something like that? Like they don't really have Brazilian licenses in FIFA at the minute. I don't know why, but
is that them just going where the dollar is because Argentina won the last World Cup? Where they're thinking, well, Argentina's I bet next year's grounds has got Spain in it. That's another thing. Spain with like La Masia, like you could very easily. The way that it's laid out, you could easily see them adding, if this was a live service thing, you could see them adding like a Spain and a Brazil. But anyway, each of those sections will have like, okay, here's a pitch that is for 2v2. So you queue up as your club's player or with your pals or with randoms. There's 100 players in an instance at any one time. And that's where you play like Volta, like the 5v5s, the 3v3s, and a load of new mini games. So they have like this mini game where everyone has a balloon attached to them, like in Mario Kart, and to take out each other's balloons, you have to shoot the ball at the player, and the player can dodge and stuff like that. That's funny, and that's a bit chaotic. They also have like a foot basketball thing where you can only score with like overhead kicks, and it goes into a big hoop. Daft stuff that you'll play once or twice, but it's quite fun. And the thing that I'm really keen to see more of is there are mentors in the grounds. So you're getting missions from Kylian Mbappe, Paulo Dybala, Chloe Kelly, and Alex Hunter from The Journey. Most excitingly of all, the footballers have recorded voiceover. They voice themselves in it, and I cannot wait to hear what they sound like. Like, I think that's going to be incredible. I'm worried about that.
It'll be like, no. Obviously, I love CM Punk, but his voiceover in WWE 2K26 sounded like they recorded it while he was in like the makeup. He was signing something, like he had a million things to do.
While he was asleep.
Yeah, he's like, I am the Prince of Anarchy. But you get missions from them that manifest like objectives in Ultimate Team. So it'll be like, okay, hello, I'm Kylian Mbappe, for example, nothing, and he'll say,
Welsh?
Yeah, yes. Hello, I'm Kylian Mbappe. I want you to go and win 3 games in Rush.
It's very Tom Jones. So,
Rodaway mine Huffy Coffee. And that'll unlock like cosmetics and more attribute points for your player and things like that. There are shops in the game, and they've confirmed that like Nike and Adidas and all these other brands will be in it, but it's not Jake from fucking State Farm giving you a quest like it is in the city. It's not you're going to record an album like it is in the city, and you can run quickly between objectives, and you can fast travel anywhere. I could have cried with excitement when they said you could do that.
The only caveat I'll add is it's not Jake from State Farm yet.
Yeah, exactly.
I very much, being the cynic, I very much expect this to come out post-review period. Like once they're 3 months into it, I think you're going to get FIFA YouTubers, EAFC YouTubers appearing to give you things or challenge this guy, and it's like virtual versions of some guy from some esports team, and then that's when you'll start getting because obviously EA's been bigging up the fact that they're adding all this new advertising stuff, integrating advertisements into their games, and including creating advertising based missions in games. And they made a big deal out of the fact that they did that in EA Sports College Football, and they had stuff like that. Give it a few months after release before you're doing getting although I'd be up for this, a Monster Energy football.
Come on now,
complete a set, and I'd be all over that. I'd be the official VGC team's top.
You drop it. Which, by the way, if you're so inclined in the Discord, we are going to get a VGC club going so that people can drop into all the different modes and stuff as soon as the game is out. The thing for me, you walk into the grounds and it's like, there's a mission over there. It goes, oh yes. Churchill the dog wants me to score 5 overhead kicks. Okay. Oleg from Compare the Meerkat wants me to score a volley. Sound. But yes.
Hello, we'd like you to do this mission on behalf of Bupa. It's getting a bit weird. Yeah.
They already have stuff like that in Ultimate Team. Like for a while there was an objective that you could win like Lowe's hardware, like tifos and stuff like that, which is a 1-to-1. It's not quite 1-to-1 because Johnny Lowe didn't pop into the game and go, hey man, do you want to come and do this thing for me? Hey yo. But it's an American, but we don't have Lowe's here, I don't think. I only know Lowe's because I know American shit. But yeah, I also feel that way, and I mentioned that in my preview. They wouldn't drag us out there to be like, by the way, look at all this kind of look at all this mince we've got. But as long as I don't mind ads in the sense of if they want to do a big campaign where all the new Palace gear is in the shop and it pops up when you come in and then you can just dismiss it, fine. I don't care about that stuff. It's just when it gets like, if the game ever stops, shows a trailer or something like that, that's when I'd be like, okay, hold the bus a bit here.
Too much.
But yeah, it's promising. More to come on a few other modes in the coming days, but I always get excited for an FC. I thought FC 26 I actually ended up playing tons and tons of, even though I didn't think it was up to much crack. It just caught me at a time where I ended up playing a hell of a lot of it, and I wish we could talk about Ultimate Team because my God, we've got some stuff to talk about. But
I'm up for 27, but I'm also concerned about it because not because of the quality of the game, but just my life. Because 26, I was obsessed with it for the first season.
Yeah,
they split into seasons, and I must have put 80 or 90 hours into that first season alone. Season 2, I just went instantly cold turkey because I think something came up. I was reviewing something or something happened right as season 2 started, and that took me out of it for 2 weeks. And you know what it's like. I've got one of those mentalities where I need to get everything in a season, even though that makes no sense at all. You lose 2 weeks a season, you're like, I can't do this anymore. I'm done. I'm out. And I didn't go back to it until the World Cup there, when you told me that they were basically throwing 90s at you like confetti. And fair enough, true enough, I went in, played it solidly for another week. I've got a full team of 92, 93 players. And at that point, I'm like, well, I'm glad I missed out the last 7 months because I would have been slowly working way up to what I've got now anyway. So I've had that period. I'd have that period every 4 or 5 years where I go cold turkey on one for most of the year, and then I'm itching to play the next one. It's just this book's due in December, and I'm terrified about this thing coming out in, was it September? It's coming out August, September. Right as I'm in crunch time for this book, it's going to be an outrageous clashing of priorities, and so I'm quietly terrified because I'm definitely all in on 27.
I'm actually pretty zen about it because I'm not sure. Like, I'll obviously get 27, but 27 drops, I'm pretty sure, while I'm away. And then when I come back, the next thing that happens is VGC Live. So there's a part of me that's like, I'll miss a load of games, and then I'll have, once VGC Live happens, once GTA happens, like, this Christmas is gearing up to be the first Christmas in ages where I've got this big wealth of stuff that I can go back to. Because the last thing I'll end up doing is Wolverine before I go away. But yes, FC 27, more to come. More next week. I might chin Chris for a wee video specifically about Ultimate Team because there's lots to discuss here, and I don't think we can justify another 20 minutes on the next podcast about it specifically. It's another game that we've played this week. Chris, you've been playing Gears of War E-Day. You put some footage up of that. Tell me about it.
I have been playing Gears. So it was a cheeky wee preview session that just lasted a couple of days, and they were letting you try the Horde Siege mode, which is a new version of Horde mode, and also Versus mode, but I get absolutely hoored in Versus mode, which is why you're not seeing any gameplay of that, because famously, as I've said in the past, I don't play multiplayer.
Yeah.
I've seen some people, not naming any sites, I saw on the other site getting torn apart on socials because basically the angle was, I hate multiplayer, therefore I hate this, and everyone's like, whoa. So I don't like multiplayer, but I can see the benefits of it, like, and especially something like Horde Siege mode, which is still PvE. So obviously the normal Horde mode in Gears of War is a bunch of you team up and a million baddies come at you in waves and you just got to kill them all and survive. Horde Siege is slightly different in that it's 12 players split into 3 teams of 4. And you all share the same map, but you're each playing your own wee Horde mode in the same map. So each team of 4 has their own objectives. Go over here and defend this, go over here and do that. And you don't always interact with the other team. You're all just doing your own thing. And sometimes you're fighting, defending a base, and you go up to the tower to kind of snipe down. And you're looking at a distance, and you can see the other team fighting in the background in the map. And it gives it a kind of E-Day feeling that, well, this is shit's going down here, and all around the city there's these wee pockets.
Can you pop them?
Out. You could, but you would be away from your mission. So at first I was playing it, I was going, this is a bit pointless because this is really just a 4-player mode with some people fanning about in the background. But every now and then they'll do like a group, like a map challenge where a massive boss will come down or a helicopter will come down at the end to extract everyone. And at that point, all the groups come together to defeat the boss or to clear the area for the extraction zone to get into the helicopter. And at that point, all the 3 squads come together and like help each other out, which I thought was quite cool. It's fun. I mean, it's Gears.
Yeah.
Like you can see that from the footage. Like if you've played any Gears of War game, I haven't played a Gears game in like a decade at least, and just instantly was like, all right, that's cover. That's like the footage you see on YouTube is literally my second game playing, my second round.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of I die a lot because I'm awful at these things, but but still, I think you'll find I got MVP, as you'll see at the end.
Exactly. Montel Vontavious Porter.
Exactly, the very same. I certainly didn't get MVP in the Versus one. It was one of those ones where you respawn and get shot in the face immediately. But yeah, so far so good. The previous stuff I played is going to be the open beta. So there's an open beta start of August for people who pre-order it, which, why would you do that if it's on Game Pass? But I digress. And then there's another open beta later in the summer they said that everyone can do, and it's the same as what I played, so a bit of Versus and a bit of
Also, how's it an open beta if you need to pre-order something?
Don't.
It's a pre-order beta?
It's open to anyone with money. Basically.
Not me then.
Yeah, exactly. It's a free market, I believe they call it. But yeah, so far so good. I'm more excited about the campaign because that's my bread and butter. So the multiplayer is always a side mission for me when I do these things. But yeah, not bad.
I've told it before, but Gears of War multiplayer has a special place in my heart because I remember I went into my neighbour's house and he was about a year older than me.
Killed him with a chainsaw.
Yeah, I killed him with a chainsaw and went, ugh. And he was about a year older than me and he had an Xbox 360 and I watched him play Gears of War multiplayer, and then he told me that he was talking to somebody on his headset, and I was like, that's mental, who's he talking to? I realised he was talking to somebody else in our street, and somebody else on our street that was also on their team, and it blew my mind. I could not believe what was going on here. That was the most, because I was so set on getting a PS3 because I had a PS2, so why would I Why would I diverge? When I saw that, I was like, well, I have to get this. I simply have to get this. This is amazing. Gears of War 1 and Gears of War 2 are such important games to me.
It is weird because the big selling point in the early days of Xbox Live and stuff like that was talk to players from all over the world. But you're right, it didn't really excite me until I was playing against other Scottish people. And I was like I was more excited about playing people like me rather than, I've got a squad with a guy from Mexico, a guy from Sweden. I'm like, I've got a guy for Airdrie, a guy for Hamilton.
The only thing that tops that was being on voice chat, playing FIFA against people for England. Oh my God.
It's glorious, isn't it?
The best of times. And then when it was funny. The amount of times I was in like 6th year or something like that, we would get Steaming, play FIFA, and then just send people voice notes over and over again. It would either just be laughing, it would be voice notes laughing at them, or just ripping the piss out of their username. So I caught myself there.
Okay, you did. Remember that kind of early period of Xbox 360 mainly, and a wee bit into the Xbox One era, of when you'd play some people online and they would just leave their voice chat on the entire time, even though they weren't talking.
Yeah,
and you would always hear just like, you could vaguely make out music in the background.
You're gonna lose yourself
and
in
you could never tell
we
never tell what it was, because it was always just far away enough in the distance to be registering that there's sound going on. So every time you're playing a game, there's just this background.
Then occasionally it would like break the noise gate and you'd hear a wee and then it'd go off again. Like.
Exactly. Turn your mic up.
Or when you would be playing and you'd be playing and you'd hear them and they would be talking and they wouldn't know they were on voice chat.
Yeah, they're talking to their pal or their partner, their spouse.
Fantastic.
Glory days.
Oh, well, Gears of War. Great game. Second game's fantastic. Just a video out? You written anything?
Just a video for now. Mainly because to be patently blunt, a written article would basically be Gears of War in it.
Yeah. That's fair.
I'm waiting more for the campaign to whoever's covering it will. Yeah.
Yeah. You can check out, I've got a couple of things up on FC, and there's a video interview up on the YouTube channel, which people, like, I'm glad people are watching it, but it's got like 15 comments already. So horrible about the developers, and I'm like, listen, I knew this was going to happen, but come on.
Later on, I've got a wee rant for you.
Yeah,
because it's been building all week, the last few days. I'm going to save it for later though. I've got a social media rant.
Chris's social media rant coming soon. When we come back, we'll be talking about an Xbox Live outage that happened. I missed that. Do we have 60 retro seconds this week? Have you got something for us?
I can do.
I can pull something out his retro arse. PlayStation Lego, a little bit of Pokemon, and as you've now just been teased, Chris's social media rant. We'll see you in a minute. And we are back. A single point of failure can't ruin your night. Xbox CTO says Monday's major outage was, quote, unacceptable. The chief technology officer of Xbox has explained what led to the major Xbox outage on Monday and vowed to investigate it to prevent it happening again. Xbox acknowledged early on Monday that it was suffering major outages in a number of its services, preventing players from being able to sign in, view their library, or launch some games or apps. The outages continued for a large part of the day, with 13 hours between Xbox's tweet acknowledging the issue, at which point it had been going on for some time, and its tweet stating it had been resolved. Now the CTO, Scott Van Villet, has taken to X to write a lengthy post explaining what happened and vowing to keep players in the loop in future. Earlier today, many players began experiencing issues with signing, enumerating their game libraries, and playing games. The team has worked hard throughout the day to fix the issue, and we've resolved services as of 2:30 p.m. PTD. Nonetheless, this is an unacceptable situation, and we must do better to support you. So it goes on to kind of explain how this happened. But Chris, I missed this. Explain to me, was this like a full shutdown of Xbox Live, of the Xbox networking services? Could players not get their stuff at all? Because when PSN's down, you can still play your stuff that is assigned to your home PlayStation. I don't really know how it works on Xbox.
Yeah, I think, I mean, I put it on for a wee bit, and I just to see what was going on as I was writing it, and I could boot Forza Horizon, but my progress for that live service was wiped. Like, luckily I got it back after it came back, but so I was still able to access some things I could get on the shop. But it sounds like
they'll sell you. They'll sell you stuff. They'll sell you stuff, but you can't play it.
As long as I can still part with my cheddar, they don't really care. No, it seems to be one of those situations where it was sporadically coming on and off for some people. Some people weren't being able to sign on at all. Some people weren't. The thing is, often your library is generated online. Like when you go to your library, I believe sometimes it goes to, if you're not your installed library, but obviously if you go to your total games, library, then it has to connect online, and people weren't able to see that because that part of Xbox Live is down. So there was like 4 elements of it that were down that combined made it kind of, so it wasn't like you turn on your Xbox and it was dead entirely, but enough was going wrong that it basically wasn't. It wasn't working.
Wasn't
like
cricket.
He
said, "We're running a full post-incident review. I care less about the one-line root cause and more about the real questions: why a failure in one service was able to take down this much, why recovery took as long as it did, and what we can change so a single point of failure can't ruin your night again." I mean, this is exacerbated by the fact that people's libraries are so massively digital now that if the service is down, this is like the argument that people use for physical games. It's like, well, can't play my games because it's all shat. Again, with the caveat being, I don't know if is there a concept of like a primary Xbox and like a secondary Xbox? Because on PlayStation, like you can have like your main console, or like I have my office console's my main one, but the one in the bedroom is like my secondary with my account and stuff.
Yeah, some people, certainly not me, would make a primary account in their dad's Xbox so that he gets all your Game Pass games, and then make your own Xbox a secondary one, because then the only requirement you need for that is to be online.
Yeah.
So yeah, certainly in a situation like that where your Xbox goes offline, where the Xbox Live service goes offline, then the person in the secondary Xbox, who in this imaginary scenario would be me, wouldn't have access to those games until it's fixed. So yeah, I mean, obviously PlayStation went down the week before for a while, and yeah, it's one of these things where they're going to have to get even more. If they want an all digital future, they're going to have to get backups and backups and backups to make sure it can't go down for a day, because that's everything going down. To Nintendo's credit, it seems to happen less frequently with Nintendo. That's not to say it's never happened, but I struggle to think of the last time Nintendo's online services went completely down.
It's happened a few. I don't doubt it's happened. And stuff, but it's like, what can they do at that point?
Yeah, so
surely there needs to be something built in where you've always got like, it's obviously not as easy as this, but there should be a failsafe where if everything goes down, you can use everything for 48 hours, like without having to check in. Obviously, games that rely on online services won't be usable at all, which is that's unavoidable. Even if you had a physical version of a game that needed to be signed in, but just accessing your library and stuff, surely there has to be a grace period where the console goes, okay, you can just play it. And even in the edge cases where people can use that to do some shenanigans, it can't be worth the absolute ball ache of this happening.
Yeah, which I suppose is why, because the Switch 2 is a kind of a handheld as well. Like it obviously has all that kind of, I would say built in, but I think it's just a consequence of it that all the games have like a 30-day check.
Yeah.
When you play a game, if you've not played a game in 30 days and you play it, it briefly says checking whether you can play this game, and then that's it. So if the entire Nintendo network went down for 2 weeks, you could theoretically still keep happily playing the stuff that doesn't need online connections. All your retro library, everything would still work until that 30-day period expired. So, yeah.
Oh, I bought Splatoon Raiders, as I told you.
Oh yeah. Did you start it yet?
Nope. I have some absolute allergy with actually playing my Switch when I take it away places. I don't know what it is. It's just I genuinely think it's too nice. Like, I don't want to bring it out, and I don't want to have it. Sorry. Jesus Christ. I don't want to play it on a plane because it's such a nice bit of kit, and the plane's a disgusting place, and I feel gross because I'm traveling. I want to play it like on my nice telly, or maybe when I'm in my hotel. Like, I was going to play it on the way back because I've very luckily got a business upgrade, so I had like the big kind of bed and stuff. I just slept. I slept the entire flight. It was amazing. I've only flown business like what 3 times now out of like 200 flights or something, and every time I do it I go, I need to make so much money so that this is my life, because it changes everything. You get off the flight and you're like, oh, this is fine, I could do whatever. But when you're sitting on a, like when we fly about like Japan or LA or whatever, and you're on that way back and you can just feel your body like you can feel that the clot's developing in every single joint you've got going. So
I was going to say, but the living room's a mess just now because the kid just got back from her parents and just dumped all their bags in the living room and went straight to bed. But I don't know if you can see, probably not. No, I can't move far enough. To see it. Right behind me, boxed, is a PlayStation 5 Pro. still not out. It's boxed.
If we get up to 5,000 Patreon members, we'll get Chris Scullion to live
unboxing
his PS5 Pro, the professional. That's funny. Yeah. Well, you need to unbox it before FC because it's got 60 frames a second set pieces. So
we'll see.
What a system! Best deal in gaming.
I still haven't decided what I'm going to buy that on.
Yeah. You should.
Like PC makes sense because it's the best looking, but it's also a couch game.
I can say that they were hanging out the back of the PC version saying they've done a lot to it this year, but I suppose the idea would be that if we're all on clubs, it doesn't matter what platform you're on because we'll just be on Discord voice chat theoretically.
See the idea that they haven't done cross progression at this point.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Is scandalous. I want to be able to play the Switch 2 version on the move and keep my Ultimate Team going.
Yeah.
Hopefully the pressure's on because I noticed that NBA 2K have said that this year for the first time the kind of their equivalent of the transfer market is merging between all versions. Although they already do that, don't they? Although Switch isn't merged. Is it just all PlayStation?
And the consoles are together. The PC isn't because it's so easily hackable and it'll break everything.
But yeah, so I don't know. I'm hoping in the future that'll be a big selling point.
I don't actually know if consoles are merged. I know that prices on consoles are basically the same, so that's like it's not really an issue there.
I wonder if it's like PlayStation Family consoles are merged and Xbox Family. I can't remember. There's some sort of thing. But yeah, I'm hoping they both put pressure on each other to kind of eventually one day have a cross progression because I would happily buy the PC version and the Xbox version and the Switch version, which is madness, but like they suit my various needs. Like that's my game.
I would buy a Switch 2 version if I could just do my F and SBCs. Anyway, we'll do a special on Ultimate Team because there's a lot to talk about. Yes, it's come to my favourite part of the show. God knows what the FX will sound like this week.
It's time for 60 retro seconds with Scullion.
Hello. I'm winging this because I didn't plan this one, but I noticed that today Hamster Corporation, the fine folks behind the Arcade Archives series and their newly launched Console Archive series, have released Doraemon, the Famicom game released 40 years ago. And it's a kind of action adventure game where it's basically 3 games in one. 3 different development teams worked on it. So the first game is like a kind of Zelda style with platformer elements. The second game is a shoot 'em up. The third game is a swimming adventure game. And yeah, it was released in Japan 40 years ago, sold over 1 million copies. It was never released in the West, and this is the very first time ever that the West have got their hands on Doraemon on the Famicom. Console Archive games don't have translations, so it's the original Japanese version, but because it's an action game, it's fully playable. They've released some RPGs in the past which are fully Japanese and completely unplayable, and it's actually scandalous that they've released them in the West untouched. but Doraemon's is doable, and it's only like £5 or £6. So get in amongst it and get a wee blue cat into your life.
I've just done a lap. I've not stopped it.
Yep, there we go. That's Sean Connery. The Exorcist.
Doraemon. You just get Doraemon and you hit it with an open hand slap. Sean Connery, what a prick. The Doraemon's crazy because it's still so big in Japan and it just never really cut through here. It's like Kamen Rider, like obviously Power Rangers, Super Sentai, God rest it, cut through here massively, but Kamen Rider is still all over Japan and never really kicked a ball over here. Although some Kamen Rider suits were used in the big bad Beetleborgs. Do you remember those Fox Kids classics?
Vaguely,
classics? Yeah.
I'm confused by your next story because I don't see it anywhere. Is that breaking news?
It's on the you know what. It's on the Instagram. It is breaking news. The
CMS.
The Lego PlayStation is coming with an Astrobot gift with purchase. The console's around $170. This is cool. I don't like the gift with purchase thing generally. However, Lego produces so much of everything that very rarely does it become a problem, and it won't become a problem with a Lego PlayStation, which will sell well, but is not Pokemon, is not Star Wars, is not Harry Potter. Astrobot's an interesting pick to pair with a PlayStation. I know he is the mascot now, and he is like so tied to the PlayStation stuff, the original PlayStation stuff being in the Astrobot game. I think if they had the rights to it, this would surely be Crash. Like if there's a PlayStation icon, it is Crash.
It's weird. It's one of those things where, number one, like you say, this is breaking news to me, so I'm just discovering if the reports are true that it'll be about $170, that's fantastic news. Not because of the price, which is scandalous, but like Lego always is, but because that puts it in line with the Lego NES and the Lego Atari 2600, and not the newly released Lego Mega Drive, which is like 40 quid and a load of old shit, because it's a tiny, it's not the same size as the other ones, which is really disappointing. At $170 PlayStation Lego means it'll be full sized, and we'll probably have wee gizmos like the Game Boy and the NES and all that. So that's good. I'll add to my collection of of Lego consoles, which I'm excited about. Gift for purchase, I don't mind if it's a good theme like the Astrobot is, because they've just released that X-Files set. And the gift we purchase with that is Scully's lab, and you get a separate Scully minifigure dressed up as like the autopsy gear, and there's like a different wee thing you can sit next to it, and that looks quite good together. Stranger Things did the Creel house, and the gift we purchase was the radio station, so those kind of go together quite well. So I don't mind it like that when it makes sense, and you can sit it next to the actual thing you bought. I
agree. A gift with purchase, like if it's a building I'm buying, I love an extra wee room. Double points if it connects. That's brilliant. But yeah, so this comes from Lego Leak on Reddit. In fact, it comes from BrickTap, and BrickTap actually do have a you can pretty much accurately report Lego leaks because they always happen. So 40899 Astrobot. The gift with purchase with the 72306 PlayStation releases on the 1st of October, free with all purchases of the PlayStation. So specifically the PlayStation, it's not like a spend X amount of money, get this. And the PlayStation will be 1,911 pieces and $160. So how many pieces is the Lego NES?
So it's a good check. Well, bear in mind though, the Lego NES comes with the telly. If you wanted to check the Lego 2600, because that's more in line. Lego Atari 2600 comes with the console, and all it's got is wee cartridges with it. That is 2,532 pieces, but that's more intricate.
Wee bits and bobs,
and it's got a wee flap you open up inside, and it's got a wee games room inside it. So maybe it's likely that you're just going to get the console and the disc tray opens up, and that's about it. And the PlayStation's a very oblong thing that doesn't have that Atari had a wee
so much grey
grill in the front of it.
So this was a Lego Ideas thing. I'm on the Lego Ideas page now, and it's from January. It's now in review, so it seems like it's probably happening, and it's the system and one controller, which makes sense. And we Astrobot to sit on top of that, I'd be happy with that. I'm just glad they're still doing. I love when they're doing gaming themes that aren't just the kids stuff. Like the kids stuff is obviously like the Mario stuff sells well and all that, but I always think the Horizon. I'm glad I got the Horizon tall neck because it's quite hard to find now, and it was such an odd one. When they did that, I was like, oh, they're going to do tons of them now. They're going to do like a God of War one, although they wouldn't do God of War because it's an 18 rated and they can't work with that. But yeah, it's Lego,
The tall neck like fed into my illness because I was like, so I didn't care about Lego until Andy basically hoodwinked me into believing that I needed the NES, because that was the first big one, and I was like, that's really cool. I was like, it's a shame I don't give a shit about Lego. And Andy was basically like, well, I mean, of all the people who would want this, it's an NES. Like you wrote a book on it. And I was like, okay, fair enough. So I bought it. And then suddenly Lego decided, actually, we're going to do hundreds of games things. Yeah. And I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm buying the question block from Super Mario. Okay, well, I'm guessing. And to be fair, I love it now. It really is.
Did you get Hyrule Castle?
I didn't get the Deku Tree, but I didn't get the. I've not got the Zelda and Ganondorf fight yet. I'm waiting till that gets cheaper. Yeah. But it genuinely is. It's one of the few things I can do now that kind of helps me de-stress, because it's one of the few things I can do that isn't. My brain isn't thinking, how can I turn this into content?
Yeah,
it's literally just, how can I turn this into a thing I put on my shelf instead? So yeah, I will but the tall neck, to my point, is a weird one, because I don't give a shit about Horizon yet, because I've never played any of them. And so I saw the tall neck for ages, and I'm like, I'm not fussed about that. I've not played Horizon yet. I don't get it. And as soon as Lego said, this is retiring, by the way, I was like, okay.
So,
but I just bought it, because somebody was selling it cheap. I was like, I'll buy it. So now I've got the games on my backlog and the Lego on my backlog. Like, so I've got this double Horizon backlog that I'll never reach. So there's no point in building it until I've played it, because I won't understand what I'm building.
People seem to think those games are absolutely terrible as well for some reason, which is bizarre to me, because they're totally solid, but much like Lego. Anyway, we're going to do a final story about Pokemon scanning people's faces in Japan to stop people breaking their purchasing rules. But this is crazy to me, because like Pokemon have more or less solved the problem in the UK. The past 3 sets you can get very easily because they've printed them to the moon. So there's like there's still huge demand, but they're always filling it, and they are choking the scalpers, which is, God bless them. But seemingly it's more of a problem in Japan. So I'm in Japan when the 30th anniversary set comes out. I've already got my pre-orders in English, got them from the Pokemon Center. Everything's fine. And yes, I bought them. I'm not getting sent. But I was like, oh, it'd be cool to pick up some Japanese from the Pokemon Center. I'll go and queue. That'll be a fun thing to do. But I think now you actually have to be a Japanese citizen to stop cowboys coming in and just taking the whole shop.
They were very awkward with me when I went to the Pokemon Center. Apologies for any background noise. My kid's woken up and has been an arse, and my wife's trying to get back to bed. When I went to the Pokemon Center, I was buying a plush Ditto and a plush Pokopia kid for my daughter, and I'd stood in the big long queue. And there's loads of signs throughout the queue basically saying about if you're buying Pokemon cards, if you're buying a box of cards, you can only buy one. Please don't do that. And as I was going around various points in the queue, the staff were coming up to me specifically, not many others, and pointing at the sign saying, "You do realise this?" I'm like, I don't want any. I don't want any cards. I don't want cards. And you go around the queue, and then you get to the next sign, and a staff member would come and go, "Hi," and point to the sign. I'm like, I don't want any cards. This is like, do you think I've come all the way from the West just to rinse your stock of cards? So they were very iffy about me, thinking that I was going to grab a pack on the way out, and
it's an incredible
12 packs.
Weirdly, when I was there in Japan, each Pokemon Center had different rules and different stock for the same sets. So it'd be like, I went to the Parco one on day one, and it was like, okay, you can get 2 packs of this special set and 30 packs of this Duff set. But then you would go to another one, and it'd be like, oh, you can have a box of the special set, but only 3 of each of these 3 Duff sets. It was like, I presume they just change it per day based on what they've got and how busy they expect it to be. But yeah, I might still buy a pack, like a box of the Japanese, because there's obviously card shops everywhere, and just bite the bullet. So I can say that I got a box of it from Japan on the week it came out. But yeah, the Pokemon card situation continues to be crazy. Chris Scullion this weekend's going to be crazy. I'm going to see Titanic, and I'm going to see Oh Mary. Titanic is the musical about Celine Dion recounting the story of Titanic, but she's had a head injury and thinks it actually happened. So it's apparently very, very
It did
funny.
actually happen?
Yeah.
Are you a Titanic denier?
Well, very little proof. We can't know. George Bush did the Titanic. And then I'm going to see Oh Mary, which is the story of Mary Todd Lincoln played by Cola Scola, who's the person who came up with it on Broadway. It's like a comedy play. The role of Mary Todd Lincoln has went on to be played by like a lot of famous drag queens and Catherine Tate and Jane Krakowski and all these like comedy actors. So that'll be fun. I'm in on Friday and I'm out on Sunday. It's like show, go home. Like it's just it's going to be rapid, but it's got maybe super hot in London this weekend, which is just the default now apparently.
Yeah.
Gross. My pals had, you know, the little handheld fans. They had one where the center of the fan was like a cold patch that like it was like a little stainless steel patch that actually got freezing cold, and you'd like put it to your cheek, and it was crazy technology. I don't know
with
how
the fan off, presumably.
No, with the fan on, it was like cage. It was
so
like
that bit sticks out.
Yeah, it's like a little bit
out.
further, so you can just go like that. Because that was my first thought as well.
Have a wee shave while you're doing it.
Come back with half a tash. But yeah,
can I give him a rant very quickly?
Oh yeah, shit. Sorry, let me play the music for it.
That sure needs a jingle. It's not going to give me a regular thing.
The Scullion social media rant.
Now listen, we've spoken in the past about how I've turned over a new leaf, and I'm not that angry. I'm not that angry me from 10 years ago who got into fights all over the place in social media. That's why I'm coming here instead for a fight, instead of fighting 80 people. So earlier this year, you may remember a story in which Resident Evil Requiem was voted the #1 game of all time on Metacritic based on user score.
Mm-hmm.
So basically everyone came in and threw 10s at it, and it went straight up to the top of the Metacritic user score all time charts. And I did a story on it at the time. And in the story it says, look, these things aren't necessarily an indicator that it is the greatest game of all time. It just means it's really popular, and that's why it's a story.
Mm-hmm.
Is that enough people have liked this game to give it a 10? And it's a big deal. If something breaks the Metacritic all-time top 10, that's a story, and even with those caveats. Now, when I did that story months and months ago, all the comments underneath it were basically people saying, this doesn't count. Cory in the House is number 5, the DS game. Therefore, that doesn't mean it's a good game. And my argument at the time was, I know, I said that in the story, right? Now, fast forward to this week, Splatoon Raiders is now number 7 in Metacritic's all-time top games list. Again, based on user score, because it's got a die-hard fan base who have been throwing 10s at it like confetti at a wedding. And that's pushed it up to number 7. Now, I tweeted that again, and to preempt all the comments saying, that doesn't count, I said, Splatoon Raiders number 7 all time. This isn't necessarily an indicator of its quality, but it shows that the game's got a popular fan base. Cue an absolute meltdown from Splatoon fans saying, are you saying this game's shit? You wouldn't say that about any other game. The media famously hate Nintendo. This guy doesn't know anything about Splatoon. I'm like, mate, you've seen my daughter's bedroom. I hope you haven't. But I'm like, we're the biggest Nintendo and Splatoon family you'll get. I was the ideal person to review this game.
We are the Squid Kids.
It is not. People, they were waiting for this agenda that the press hate Nintendo. They were too busy jumping down my throat to realise I was being positive about it. I was saying, the tweet was basically saying, before anyone says this doesn't mean anything, before everyone points to Cory in the House, this means the game is popular. That was the point.
Yeah. And
they were all going, what do you mean it's not an indicator of its quality? Do you not believe that we like this game? I was like, I don't believe you 10 out of 10 like a game. No. and I don't believe, anyway, so that was my wee rant. It's like, this week I have been a Nintendo hater and a Splatoon hater, apparently.
Well, it's about time you're a Nintendo hater, because they put out a load of old shite.
Famously, apparently. So I think they put about the 7th greatest game of all time.
And he doesn't look anything like John Hicks. You'd have to be an absolute clown. You'd have to be an absolute clown to think he looks like John Hicks.
Get on the Discord. If you're not on the VGC Discord, get on the VGC Discord and go to the travel talk section for VGC Live. Even if you're not coming to VGC Live, which you absolutely should, only a few tickets remaining, it'll be a hoot and a holler. Go to the travel talk and scroll back a couple of days, and you'll see someone adamant they met me 4 years ago. Poor Easby. Only to discover it was just another man with glasses. And for the last 4 years, they've dined out on the fact that they met me. Not that anyone should ever dine out on that anyway, but if anything, they should be mortified by it. But the fact that you will see a person's mind just melt as I explain to them that actually no, the person you thought you met 4 years ago, you've never met at all. So
John Hicks doesn't look like Chris Scullion, but if you find an old picture of John Hicks from when he used to work on the magazines, he looks exactly like Hideo Kojima.
El Snake here.
One for the kids there. Thank you very much for watching and listening to VGC the Video Game Podcast. We'll be back next week, next Friday. If you're in the Glasgow area, Chris is going to be at Viva La Games Club to talk about Super Mario Galaxy. I was reminded of this because I just had to message the purveyor of this to ask if I need a ticket, if I can just rock up.
Well, you're coming at all, eh?
Well, if I've got, I so rarely get to see you, and I've got a t-shirt for you anyway. So
right.
if you're in town, and I'll do a run in and hit you with a jug of
7-Eleven t-shirt with gummies on it.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be good. For those, if you go to Arcade Glasgow's website, there's a handful of tickets left, but I believe there's only a handful of tickets on sale anyway, so that's not an indicator of anything at all.
What a salesman.
Listen, tickets are scarce. This is the new Chapel Roan. Yeah. So if you want to see me talk a little shit about Mario Galaxy and then presumably talk a little shit, you've already done it. Does it go on to Korea at that point?
Yes, they talk about Korea, talk about Japan, talk about Taiwan, the whole lot of them. But yeah,
do you know? I had a pair of shoes.
Here we go.
I'll try to figure it out because it's an old joke.
Everyone, talk amongst yourself while Chris gets the punchline here every day. We'll just wait for this.
He said, "Why?" A guy turns up to work, and his shoes, one of his pairs of shoes, is undone. The shoelaces are undone, and his workmates are saying, "Why have you not tied your laces on those shoes? Why are those shoes undone? The other one isn't." He says, "Well, that's the instructions." And that's what you're talking about. He says, "Look, on the sole it says Taiwan."
And you wonder why Live at the Apollo has been cancelled.
Tickets still available.
Tickets to VGC Live. There's only like 5 tickets left to VGC Live. There wasn't that many on sale anyway.
There was 10.
Oh, bedtime for us, I sure think. Patreon.com/Video Games Chronicle. We'll be back next week with all kinds of muck. Until then, say goodbye, Chris.
Goodbye, Chris.
And we'll see you next time.